Steve Pechenik, and this is Steve Talks. Hello, I'm Dr. Pechenik, and this is Steve Talks. Today I want to talk about the successful trip of Trump to Davos, Switzerland, where everybody expected him to be unpredictable, irrational, and hyperkinetic. In fact, he was very sober, exceedingly rational. He presented a very solid economic plan for America and all those other countries that want to work with America. That's the first time a president of the United States has literally gone to Davos and explained to these miscreant individuals what it is that our country is about. Now, why do I say miscreant? For the most part, Davos is just a cover for a corrupt country and corrupt individuals. Let me explain. I know Switzerland. I traveled all over Switzerland. As a matter of fact, I went to Swiss boarding school for a couple of weeks. And guess what happened? Yours truly was kicked out because he refused to follow the orders of wearing a tie and a jacket. And as I said to the people to buzz off, they said to me, and they called me, the despicable American. And that's pretty much the attitude of the Swiss to America and to most of the other countries. Switzerland is comprised of three areas: the French, the German, and the Italian. It has a country that's filled with individuals who've never seen war. And over 300 to 500 years, they've maintained their neutrality. Well, what does neutrality mean in Switzerland? It means nothing but corruption. It means that Switzerland will ally itself with anyone and everyone in order to make money. Am I being facetious? No. During World War II, Switzerland was an ally of the Nazis. In fact, it used to say that Hitler could not invade Switzerland because of the large mountain passes. The truth of the matter was that Switzerland was a strong ally of the Nazis. Nestle, the great corporation that gives us coffee and chocolate and all this other nonsense, was carrying the Nazi flag until the moment we invaded Normandy, and then they switched to the American flag. This is typical of Swiss. The Swiss people have no regard for anybody else but the Swiss. They have a town called Zug, where you can come in, and if you're marked rich and you're exonerated by Bill Clinton for irregular financial irregularities, you can go and live in Zug and nobody will bother you. As a matter of fact, most of the people in Davos are criminals or human rights violators. Let me explain, for example. There's a company there called Accenture, which seems to be very proper and very self-righteous. It's a $35 billion company which is located, it's an American company located in Ireland so that they don't have to pay our taxes. Guess what its real name was? In 1988 and 89, I had to take over the Maryland Savings and Loans Banks. And guess what Accenture was at that time? It was Arthur Andersen. And Arthur Andersen was convicted of 2,000 felonies for having financial regularities. So you have a company here called Accenture, which separated from its original corrupt base, which was Arthur Andersen. Then we have Novartis. Then we have Hoffman LaRoche. We know all about Big Pharma. Then we have two African leaders who are there who are criminals. Basically, we have Mugabe from Zimbabwe, who killed 75,000 of his people, and we have Zuma of South Africa, who raped and pillaged all of South Africa. Yet they will come to Davos and talk about the economic future of Africa. You see the irony, my friends? This is the kind of absurdity that we have in Davos. And guess what? Trump is a businessman who has dealt with the mafia, has built casinos and built hotels, knew exactly who was there and their own pretensions. Let's go further in and say, what is neutrality? You see, neutrality in the country is another way to avoid being committed to any one side in a war. It sounds great, but in fact it's about corruption. Sweden was neutral, yet the Wallenberg father and brother were both pro-Nazi leaders. Let me give you a quote about Switzerland, which I think is very appropriate. For those of you who may remember The Third Man film in 1951 by Lou Reed, there's this line there by Orson Welles to Joseph Cotten that goes as follows. What in God's name has Switzerland created in 300 to 500 years of peace? He paused and he said, only the cuckoo clock and chocolate. That's what Switzerland is about. The cuckoo clock, chocolate, and corruption. Thank you very much, and good night, and God bless. Hi, this is Dr. Steve Pachenik, and this is Steve Talks.